You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey B&B fans, it's your girl Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about some very peculiar twists that may be coming up on the CBS soap. I am no fan of love triangles, but showrunner Brad Bell would eat them 3 meals a day if he could. So that's what has me afraid that we are about to get not 1, not 2, but 3 new love triangles on Bold and the Beautiful. Please subscribe, and then we'll dive into who could be involved in some of this awkward 3-way loving times 3. First of all, I just want to get this out of the way. None of the 3 triangles I'm discussing involve Zende, RJ, or Luna. I truly hope we don't get any more triangling with them, but I do think Luna will be adjacent to these triangles because I suspect her mother, Poppy Nozawa, is going to be in one of them. This week, we saw Bill Spencer and Poppy canoodling on his couch, clearly after spending the night together, and then she told him Luna might be his daughter. At least they did us the courtesy of bringing up the dialogue we all remember where she said Luna was not his daughter, but she knew who the dad was and he's a nice guy. So either she was lying then or she's lying now when she told Bill he might be Luna's dad. She claims she was lying then. I don't know. I think that remains to be seen. Either way, Bill seems utterly entranced by Poppy, and I would not be surprised if they were on the path to matrimony. He does like to get married, but there's an obstacle that may be in their way. Katie Logan. You know, we don't see a whole lot of Katie. Part of that is because the actress who plays her, Heather Tom, is also a director. She actually directs episodes of B&B, and she works on other shows as an episodic director. And so we don't see her a lot. When we do see her, she has been flirting with Carter Walton, and they've been in a relationship. We've heard them talking about it. Their romance seems to still be chugging along. They're still boinking as far as we know. But on a recent episode of Bold, Katie's sisters kind of disregarded her involvement with Carter. They were pressing her about Bill and whether she has a future with her son's father. She was kind of vague, but didn't seem to rule it out. So that to me is a red flag, and she seems very concerned about his involvement with Poppy. They're wondering if it's jealousy. And of course, Brooke was on high alert because she's sitting on the info that Poppy is a druggie. Now, Poppy claims she quit the medicated mints, but who knows, because she's a lying liar who just keeps lying. But I thought it was very strange to suddenly drop Katie back into Bill's orbit when I honestly struggled to think of the last time they shared scenes. And with him getting serious with Poppy, you know, she did drop the L word on him. Katie being there sure feels like they're setting it up for Dollar Bill to be the object of both women's affections, Katie and Poppy. So the second love triangle is one that's way more obvious, and it contains someone who may also be part of the third possible love triangle I want to talk about. So we know Steffy Forrester is furious that Finn attended his mother Sheila's wedding and even posed for photos that are now out there for public consumption. Steffy's livid, and Hope Logan is very mad at Steffy, so I think she might make things worse between her and Finn just out of revenge. She may encourage Finn to push back on Steffy. Meanwhile, Liam Spencer is right there, reminding Steffy that Sheila Carter will always be a danger as long as Finn is in her life. No doubt, Steffy wants to keep her marriage intact, but she, I expect, will hit Finn with another ultimatum. The same ultimatum. It's your mother or me. She told him before, and then he wound up at the wedding, but I think she's going to add a threat to it, like, it's me or your mother, or you're leaving the house, or I'm taking the kids and leaving the house. Something like that. Something with some teeth to it. And Liam is going to be eating all of this up and looking eagerly towards wants a chance to hook up with Steffy, but he's also thinking past the bedroom. Liam decided many months ago that he wanted to make Steffy his wife again. He even said it. So that means he needs Finn out of the way. So Sheila's resurrection, honestly, was a godsend for Liam. So I suspect a triangle ahead for the three of them. Steffy does not want to split from Finn, but Sheila is a real hot button issue for her. And I suspect Steffy may make a mistake, get too close to Liam while she's upset, more kisses, maybe even a roll in the hay. Something to convince Liam that she really wants him and should be with him instead of John Finnegan, and then Finn finds out, blah, blah. I can totally see a triangle there. And speaking of Dr. Finn, Medicine Man, I think he may wind up in another triangle. 2 triangles at once. What are 2 triangles together? Is that like a love quadrilateral? I didn't do that well in geometry. Anyway, at the same time that Finn's marriage to Steffy is hitting a rough patch, we've seen him getting closer to Hope. And Hope, oh my gosh, just started fantasizing about him the same way she did about Thomas back before she broke her vows and kissed him in Italy. Right now, Hope's lonely because Thomas is gone, which she blames on Steffy, rightly so. But Thomas is back in June. So we got another week or 2 until he's back. And I'm pretty certain Thomas is going to come back with a divided heart. He loves Hope, but he's very distraught that she refused his second proposal, so he left town to get over it. We'll have to wait and see if Thomas comes back intending to resume his romance with Hope. I'm certain that's what she's hoping for, but he may try to take a step back, do things differently. At the same time, though, I think Hope will try and win him back, and while she's still thinking about Finn's hands massaging her neck. So maybe that was just a one-off because she hasn't had any nookie since Thomas left town. And remember, Steffy said she was using him like a sex toy. So maybe Hope's in withdrawal, just desperate for the feel of a man's hands on her body. And when Thomas comes back, maybe she'll forget she was ever thinking about Finn, but I kind of doubt it. Instead, I suspect, and this is a horrible, horrible notion, that Finn might be in 2 love triangles. And I say this as someone who really hates love triangles. Finn may be trying desperately to hold his marriage to Steffy together while Liam is an ongoing threat to them. And then Finn may also find himself tempted by his new stepsister, Hope, and crosses lines with her because we know how gross Bold likes to be with step-siblings sleeping together and former step-parents sleeping with them and son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws. It's so gross and messy. So them being step-siblings actually makes this more likely to happen than less likely. And remember, Finn said again recently that Hope deserves better than Thomas. So he might stick close to Hope, trying to kind of buffer Thomas away. And that could cause problems, and that could slide them into triangle territory. So we will see if 1, 2, or 3 of these triangles manifest. Again, these aren't spoilers, not set in stone. This is a conversation. But honestly, the only one I'm really interested in is Steffy, Liam, and Finn. I don't mind Bill with Poppy, but I think Katie should just run like hell away from him. He is no good for her. And I do think Thomas is much more the man that Hope needs, not Finn. So I feel like the Steffy, Liam, and Finn is the only like legit triangle that has legs. We'll see. Let me know what you think about this and who you want to see with Hope, with Thomas, with Steffy, with Finn, with Liam. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't. Definitely drop those comments and come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are talking Bold and the Beautiful 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.